Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I invite my friend Sarah to share her experience at Scotiabank doing a marketing function, and I hope this one can be helpful for someone who is looking for marketing as their career path. And thanks Sarah for coming to join us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you please introduce yourself a little bit for us?
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Sarah Zahid. I'm a second year MBA candidate at DeGroote School of Business, and I'm a returning intern at Scotiabank. And this time I'm working at digital transformation and strategic projects within the technology function, and also has a lot of marketing involved into it as well. So that's my current role right now.
Okay, thanks. So can you maybe share more details about your role, like what you do in your daily basis, and what kind of skills that you need for your role?
So my role right now is internal facing, so it's not facing the clients at all, which I really like. I like the interaction that you have with different functions of the business.
Yeah.
So it's not just technology that I work with. You work with, real estate. You're working with marketing. You work with HR. So it's really bringing everyone together. And a large section, or the large part of my internship here, was working on an employee experience project. So the new hire technology onboarding pilot, which is what when I started, and it's finally about to be launched next week actually. So
Nice.
it's more about how we can make more efficiencies for new hires that are joining the business and how to streamline the process. So that is like a major project that I was working on, and to really achieve in the project, it was a lot of project management experience. So time management, collaboration, and then also just making sure that you're seeing the whole picture. So the project had so many different aspects of it, so you had to make sure that every piece was covered in the most efficient manner. So those were kind of like the major skills that I think I definitely leveraged in this role.
So like project management.
Yeah, it was a lot of project management experience that you needed to leverage, and then some of it came into marketing as well. So trying to reach out to the new hires or reach out to the new to the managers, just to get them to be a part of the pilot. So it was a lot of project management and then marketing at the same time of it.
Okay. And there's some recruiting and human resources there, I guess?
Yes, yeah, so it did have to do HR, a little bit of HR too, because it dealt with new hires. So we learned a lot about like what is the process for a new hire to join the business, then what was really in the background of like the employee emails, how to ship the equipment to them when they start, what really changes in the background and whatnot. So it was HR included as well.
Okay, so kind of do a lot of different
Yeah,
things.
it was, as I say, it's a lot of different functions working together.
Nice. So how big is your team right now?
So the team that I work with is actually, I think there's 4 other, not including me, but then the employee experience and like the whole technology digital projects, I believe is about, I think we had about 12 or 13 people.
Okay.
So it is a fairly, I would say, a smaller team, but it was really good because we got to interact with every single person, and every single person kind of had their own responsibilities that for the project themselves or outside of the project too. So it's a small team, but it's very leveraged really nicely.
Okay. Do your team like hire co-op interns regularly?
I think I was the first co-op student for this specific team.
Okay.
But they did apply to have a co-op student, and I think they mentioned that in the future too they might be interested in doing another co-op student for this team when projects come around, and we do work with projects. That's kind of like the main aspect of our department. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I know you did your last co-op with Scotia too, right? Do you want to share that one as well with us?
Yeah, that was completely different. That one was focused solely on marketing, and it was within the Healthcare Plus division. So I didn't know Scotiabank had like a huge department for healthcare that's focused to like physicians. Yeah, right? You don't know about it until you're there, but there's a huge section for physicians and residents and medical students, even dentists as well. So that role was mostly focused on marketing initiatives for them. So National Physicians Day, which falls in May, so there's a big campaign that happens, and Scotiabank gives back to basically the physicians, saying thank you for all the work that you've done.
Oh, that's
So
good.
that one was more of like the campaigns. You worked about social media, you worked about magazines and digital ads and stuff like that. So that was something very different, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that one sounds like traditional.
The traditional marketing, yeah.
So for that role, what kind of skills people need to get ace the role?
Yeah, for that one too, I would still say project management, because what you do is there's so many different marketing initiatives happening at the same time, and there's so many different people that work together just to get one social media post out. It goes through several different approvals, goes through several different eyes to make sure everything looks okay. So project management over there too. But for that one, I would also say the communication skills, being able to write up communications as well.
Yeah.
So we did have teams that helped write some of the communications, but in some cases you were really helping them out. You were kind of almost telling them exactly what to write. So I think having that kind of experience and having that skill of being able to write down exactly what you want to say was a really good skill as well. And I didn't know it beforehand, but I learned on the jobs, and now I'm able to take that skill and use it for the job that I have right now.
Okay. Great. So this is your second co-op, Scotia. Why did you come back, and what's that Scotia doing good for students, for new hires?
Yeah, when it came down to do my second co-op, immediately the first kind of company that I thought about was coming back to Scotiabank. And the reason why is that they do so much for their interns. Like I'm part of the Velocity program, so it's like their own department almost. And they focus very, very heavily on student development. So they have student development clubs and groups. They have multiple times a week, they come together with our program managers and focus on, how to do better, how to get feedback, how to reach out, how to do networking. They really, really focus on kind of making sure that you're getting something out of this co-op as well. So I think I experienced that the first term, and then I loved the experience. I loved how personalized it felt. So then I just decided to come straight back to Scotiabank right after.
Yeah. So like right now I'm doing my co-op here at Scotia as well. I feel like they kind of try to help interns to network with each other.
Yeah.
And I know they have different presentation like networking, even information sessions for interns. So I feel they try to find a way to develop interns, try to find support the new hires, which is good.
And I think even after you're done with Scotiabank, they still keep a relationship with you. So that's what I noticed with my first co-op, is even when I finished that term and I went back to school, like the hiring managers still stayed in contact with me. The recruiters also stayed in contact with me once I left the business too. So they really make a really personalized experience for you.
Yeah. And also, while you are in the Scotia, you have a good opportunity to networking with people inside.
Yeah.
I have reached out to a couple different people in different business lines. Most of them are very happy to chat with people, find a time to try to share their experience. Yeah, I think that is a good opportunity for people who just joined a business and want to know more.
Yeah, and I think even the coffee chat piece of it you're talking about is even directors. I had coffee chats with directors, and they were so welcoming. When I messaged them and I said, "Hey, would you be open to a 15-minute coffee chat?" They're like, "Yes, absolutely," and they booked the coffee chat with me and right after. So it's not like you feel intimidated talking to someone that's higher up. They're very much kind of like, "Yes, let's go, let's talk." And even the conversation, it's not so strict. It's very fluid. You talk about other things. They talk about their experience, and then they ask you about your experience too. So it's very good.
Okay, so I know you have a lot of experience in marketing. Is there anything you want to share with people who are interested in marketing and how to get into marketing industry?
I think the large part of the marketing industry is just being a little bit on the creative side of it. So I think that's one piece of it that I leverage really nicely, is even in the roles that I have right now or when I'm in school, being able to create really nice presentations, really nice graphics, or being able to present your idea in a really kind of open way is something that marketers really leverage, and it's very important to them. That being said, analytical, numbers and stuff like that is also important, but for marketing and to be really part of the marketing industry, you have to be a little bit more creative, you have to be a little bit more kind of on the presenting side of it. So I think that's what I would recommend, is just, find the best way to present yourself, and whether that's graphics, whether that's presentation, or it's how you speak, just, be a little bit more on that kind of presenting style.
So communication.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's your top skill that you would need to have.
Yeah, and then I found that numbers is also important for marketing, data analysis kind of thing. I didn't know this part before.
Yeah. I think the data analysis piece of it for me came after. So we would post on social media, and then we would see the results after, see how many people looked at it, what was the impressions, what was kind of the click rates and stuff like that. So a lot of the dashboards were created in Power BI and everything. So analytical piece is a huge piece of it afterwards too.
Okay. Can you please share some of the interview questions if you still remember? Can share with us?
Yeah, there was a couple that I specifically remember, and like I mentioned, my role is marketing and technology together. So my manager did ask me, what experience do you have with project management, and have you ever ran a project on your own? It could be even your school project. They're accepting of that, but just hear a little bit more about your experience. And then she did ask me a little bit more analytical content as well. So it can even be Excel, right? She was like asking, do you know Excel? Do you know any kind of coding languages? Do you know visualization tools? So I know Power BI, so I was sharing that with her. So it was very much just kind of a very informal conversation, but hearing more about my experience, and they were happy to listen to my school experience too. So they were like, it's okay if you don't have a specific work experience, talk about your school, and even if you don't have school experience, talk about what you want to learn. So for example, I didn't have huge experience talking or working with like large projects. So then I was talking more about what I wanted to learn and from the internship, and that really connected with her. So you're just working with what you have really.
Yeah, just share all the experience you have.
Yeah,
So far.
and if you don't have experience, talk about what you want to learn within that internship.
Okay, cool. That's good advice. Yeah. Is there any last kind of recommendations you want to give people who may be interested in your role or want to join Scotia or either interested in marketing?
I think just the last feedback, or I'm sorry, the last kind of advice that I have for people is just be very confident in what you do. If you make mistakes, that's okay. If you don't know something, that's okay. Just be able to put your hand up and say, I made a mistake, or be able to put your hand up and say, I want to jump on this project and learn something. Just be very confident in yourself. And I think in the corporate world, just having that within yourself, the confidence is really what's going to get you really far in life. So be confident what you have, what you can learn, and I think that's pretty much the best advice I have for everyone. That's the advice I have for myself too. So
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, and we wish you good luck for next co-op.
Cool. Yes. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.